Came back for more, huh? Wow, your decision-making's almost as bad as mine. Alright, let's get on with it. This one's called Rapture Dream. Jesus is coming soon. Get right with God before it's too late.
Hi, my name is Regina, and I want to share a dream that I had this past week that's just really made an impact on me.
If there's one thing worse than someone telling you a dream they had last night, it's someone telling you a dream they had 5 days ago.
The other night I was dreaming that I was a teenager again.
Isn't the rapture supposed to be in the future? Whatever, okay. When the rapture happens, you will turn back into a teenager. Or something.
And our youth group was planning to go to a Christian camp, which was far away, and the bus was going to come pick me up, and I was supposed to be ready with everything ready to go.
But instead, the bus driver got raptured, and the bus flew off a cliff.
And so I was really excited about this camp and looking forward to it, going with all the youth group. And so I was thinking, I need to probably start packing. And
you started packing, and then halfway through, you got raptured. And when your parents finally got worried enough to come check on you in your room, all they found was a half-packed suitcase full of joints and strap-ons. And it was super embarrassing, and you woke up in a cold sweat.
It's like, nah, I don't want to do it just yet, because I hate to pack, okay?
Okay, I don't mean to be pushy, but is all the stuff about you packing for youth group camp actually relevant to the part where the trumpets sound, and Jesus comes back, and trees go flying out of the ground, and the birds stand still, and everyone has to stand in line at the heaven admin office to get their papers stamped? Because that's the juicy part, right? That's the part that matters here. Doesn't really matter what you were doing beforehand.
And so I said, I'll just do it later. And then the thought came to me, I need to really probably go ahead and pack. And it's like, nah, I don't want to do it yet. So I put it off again.
Is the end of the story going to be that you get to summer camp and you realize that you forgot to pack all your pants? And then you get raptured and you have to meet Jesus and spend eternity with him with no pants on? And it's like super embarrassing?
And then the thought kept me, you need to pack, Regina. And it's like, no, I don't want to pack. I don't want to pack right now. And so I kept putting it off. I was involved in something I like to do. I don't even remember what that was, but some project.
I want to be clear, I was joking before, but it's starting to seem like not packing your clothes for summer camp is actually the point of the story. But that can't be true. The point of the story is the rapture. Your video's titled Rapture Dream. At some point, there's got to be a rapture here.
And the next thing I know, the bus is in front of my house honking. And I panicked because I was not ready.
And not only that, but you also hadn't studied for your math test.
And I just started running around my room, gathering clothes up, throwing them in this one little suitcase I had, which wasn't even going to be enough. And I just said, if I just get enough clothes in there, just change out my clothes while I'm at camp. And I was just panicked. And I was so mad at myself for putting it off all this time. And it was like, why did I do this?
Oh no. This isn't even a rapture dream, is it? This is a you missed the bus dream, and you're interpreting that as a thing about the rapture. That's what it is, isn't it? You know, I get that I didn't pay for a ticket. I can't really say you're ripping me off by not giving me what was advertised, but I still feel like that's kind of a tease, a bit of clickbait there. People come here wanting to hear about what the rapture's gonna be like with all the drama, all the trumpets, all the angels, the mindless paperwork, and instead they get to hear about you missing the bus to camp, as if they haven't probably had the same kind of dream before.
And so I threw it all in. I finally got everything together. I slammed the suitcase shut, and I looked out the window before I ran out the door, only to discover the bus had gone.
How awful. Who could have seen this coming?
They had left. They had left without me. They didn't wait when I didn't come out.
Wow, they sound like assholes. Your parents probably paid good money to send you to that camp. Least they could have done is come out and knock on the door, see if you're there. Then you could have told them, hey, sorry, just a second, I'm running a tiny bit late, just give me 2 minutes, okay? I mean, that'd be the personable thing to do. Not very godly, of course. But if this is supposed to be a metaphor for the rapture now, then yeah, I guess it's not very like God. He's a real stickler. Doesn't really give a shit about anyone but his watch. Well, my watch says it's time for the rapture now, so suck it, Regina. Enjoy hell. And it's weird. I mean, I can understand a bus driver leaving somebody behind. He's on a schedule. He works for the bus company. There's not much he can do about it, really. God, on the other hand, well.
And I was completely devastated because this was a camp that was very far away. I knew my parents weren't going to travel to take me there, and I had missed my opportunity to go to camp.
Ah, well, there's always next year.
Just because of foolishness and procrastination.
Well, I agree that if you're signed up for camp and you're fully aware of it, and you know what day it's on, and you know what time the bus is coming, and you don't bother to pack or go out to meet the bus and tell them to give you a second, then that's foolishness. That's just being stupid. Doesn't really apply if you're a non-Christian who doesn't even believe the rapture's a thing. That's more like you're just sitting at home in the summer, you got time off school, you have no plan to go to a camp this summer, you haven't signed up for any camp, you haven't paid for any camp. In fact, you're pretty sure there's not even a camp around. There'd be no camp for you to go to if you wanted to. And all of a sudden a bus driver walks in your house and goes, "Hey, why aren't you packed? Why aren't you ready to get on the bus for camp?" And then he pours gasoline all over you and sets you on fire. And then he walks out of your house saying to himself, "Ah, I love that girl so much. I'm such a good bus driver."
And I could have easily have packed, but I was just indifferent to it and was just really rather caught up in my own things. And I just remember waking up. Actually, before I even woke up, I just remember just saying, how dumb could I have been? How foolish that was. What was I thinking? That was so stupid to do that.
Yeah. It's also kind of stupid to call your video Rapture Dream and then tell a story about missing the bus. I guess there's kind of a trend here.
That was just so unwise. I knew they were coming and I didn't pack. Why is that?
Yeah, so in the metaphor, the stupid thing to do is if you know they're coming and don't pack, that's the problem. So what's the actual thing that you're trying to describe there? Someone who knows the rapture's coming any day now, but they don't pack for it. They don't prepare for it. So presumably they're a Christian. What do they have to do beyond that to prepare? I hope at least that gets explained.
And I was just the whole time just feelings of just intense remorse and regret and just beating myself up over and over. And then I woke up and I was really had an impact. The stream really had an impact on me.
Yeah, there you go. She woke up. That's the whole dream. She missed the bus to summer camp, and that's the Rapture dream. Just a stock standard, oops, I was late for the thing dream. But every little thing has to be reinterpreted post hoc to support the religious ideas. What is the point? The people who are going to watch this already know what the rapture is. If they believe in it and they think they have to do something to get raptured, they're probably already going to be doing it. I don't think a dream about a kid missing a bus is really going to help. Ah, fuck. Shit. That was me actually dropping whiskey all over myself. Wet, expensive, tragic. And so I've decided this video is cursed and I'm not going to respond to it anymore. So the next and probably final one is called Tim's Unique Rapture Dream. Pipe hope, pipe visual testaments. I don't know what that means.
I do dream a lot. I don't ever share my dreams really on here, on YouTube or wherever, social media. I don't really do that.
And we all thank you for that.
But I sense that I need to share this dream. Donna was encouraging my wife. She was encouraging me, you need to share your dream.
Oh, we know who to blame then.
I find it interesting there are a lot more people having dreams right now.
I don't think more people are having dreams right now, Tim. There's probably more people uploading stories about their dreams to YouTube, though. The platform just keeps getting bigger. It's bound to happen.
And I think that's just a fulfillment of prophecy that the Holy Spirit said he will pour out his spirit on all flesh. The young men will dream dreams, the old men will see visions.
He said people will have dreams? Now I'm convinced. That never happens.
And so, but he said he'll pour out his spirit on all flesh. And so I believe that has happened. Although I've had a lot of dreams, and Donna's interpreted pretty much all of my dreams. I feel like I have weird dreams. I'm sure a lot of other people have weird dreams.
And this surprises you? Okay, what I want to know is when's the last time you had a not weird dream? That'd be weirder.
There's some dreams like I have no idea what the meaning is of it, and so when I tell Donna, she instantly knows what the meaning is. So she's a dream interpreter.
Right, so it seems like meaningless nonsense that you can't make heads or tails of, because it's a dream. But your wife makes something up and then you go, oh, okay, yeah, that's what that means. Wow, dude.
So I told her my dream. She said, babe, you got to share this dream, especially what's going on right now. And so I'm going to share this. Bear with me because I'm not that great of a dream teller.
Oh, it's all right. You're not the first one.
I'm just going to tell you how the dream went, and it probably not make sense to you. It may make sense to you if you're prophetic.
I'm getting a bad feeling about this. This is supposed to be a rapture dream, right? So what I'm expecting is I had this dream that I was standing outside barbecuing, and then all of a sudden it felt like my barbecue was drifting down away from me, and I realized, no, actually I'm floating up into the air, and there's a big long line of miserable looking people in the sky with cloth masks. I mean, it's all very silly, but it makes sense. It has a clear narrative, it's clear how it relates to the rapture, but if the dream doesn't even seem to make any sense unless you're prophetic, I'm just saying, I got a bad feeling.
So anyways, my dream was this, is that I was going to work. I was in our company car. We call it a Taurus.
Thanks, I needed to know that.
And just a little four-door sedan, nothing special.
Are the extraneous details really necessary? Well, I guess the word extraneous answers my own question.
I showed up to work,
And I realized I'm completely naked.
and what I've noticed is that I'm like completely naked. I'm completely nude.
No, that's my idea.
And I'm not alarmed of my nakedness or whatever. I'm not shamed or whatever. I just don't really care. I'm just naked.
Oh, well, Mr. Big Shot over here doesn't even care if he's naked in his dreams. Well, you just wait till your boss gives you that math test. You're gonna not even care that you didn't study? Fat chance.
And so, but I get out of my car and I showed up to work, and
You know, I know you don't care that you're naked at work, but for the benefit of everyone else in your dream, you really should have turned the car around and gone home instead of just proceeding with your day as normal. Not cool, man.
I'm parked on the side of a road where it's obviously the place where I'm supposed to be to work, because everybody else is there. They're changing. They're getting their changing out of their whatever clothes they were in to their work clothes.
Oh, I stand corrected. You were just being hyper efficient. You showed up to work already halfway done changing. You should get a raise.
And I know, and it's probably like some type of construction job, whatever, because I noticed kind of out of the corner of my eye when I see in my car as I was getting out that there were guys unloading stuff off of a truck. And so I went over there and I said, well, I'll just make myself useful, and I'll head over there and unload some stuff, because I got the car. I'll just put it in the car and just take it to wherever they said they needed to take it to.
Are you still naked at this point, or did you at least stop to put your clothes on first? Because this seems very OSHA non-compliant.
So I grab a bag of concrete, and I just grab a bag, I think I put it in the trunk or something like that, and I take it over to wherever like this loading dock is. That I went over there and I've unloaded it, and I get back and I go to walk back to my car, and I noticed that my car, there was somebody in my car, and they were changing.
Your whole dream seems to have a real fixation on clothes, and very little fixation on the rapture. We get it. You went to work naked, you did a bunch of stuff naked, everybody else was getting not naked anymore. When does the rapture start?
I'm thinking, what the heck? So I was going to go up to the car door, and like, I'm thinking, well, this person probably thinks that this is his car, and maybe he doesn't know that it's my car.
I don't know why he's even bothering to get changed in a car. Clearly at this workplace, it's totally acceptable to just get naked.
So I walk up to the car, and I was like, and I was going to knock on the window, because I was noticing that they're changing, and I'm like, hey, and I said, I think you're in. Before I can even get it out to say this is my car, I realized it wasn't my car. Like, this isn't my car.
Wow, what a twist. What's next? You find out it actually is your car, but like, weird.
And that's why I just kind of backed away, and I was like, well, that's weird. And then I kind of looked around. I was like, well, where's my car?
And where have my teeth gone?
And I realized that my car wasn't there. And I was like, okay, that's weird.
But like, weird.
And so, then I walk, like this is a 3-part dream. I'll kind of say that right now. It's kind of a 3-part or 3 parts to this dream. It's not really a 3-part dream. It's kind of a transitional type dream.
Oh my god. Why did I think this was a good idea?
So next thing I know, I'm like walking, down the road where I had my car parked. It was still really dark out, and I don't know if I mentioned that in this because it's actually my 3rd time trying to record this. I keep getting interrupted with phone calls.
Maybe that's God telling you something.
But it's super dark at night. It's and I wouldn't say dark like at night, but like super dark early in the morning. So 0 dark 30 in the morning. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that, where it's really super dark.
It's like dark, but not quite dark, but like weird.
So I'm walking down this road from where my car was and where people were changing and all that stuff, and they're kind of just milling about, kind of getting ready for the day for work. But I noticed that there's a dock and there was a boat there. And so what I've noticed was that this
Did you just honk the horn by accident? That's the most interesting thing so far in this video. My brain's so starved for stimulation, I'll probably dream about that tonight.
ship, or what I thought it was, like a military big ship, but it wasn't. It was like a tugboat-sized ship.
I saw a ship, and I thought it was a big ship, but it turned out that it was, like, not quite a big ship, but, like, more of, like, a smaller ship, but, like, weird. Could this be any more of a stereotypical standard-ass dream? This is why people don't want to hear about your dreams, man.
So I walk up on top of the first deck of the ship and go into the first compartment, which is, if you know anything about ships, like the bridgeway. And so I'm walking on the bridge of the ship, which is a very inner part of the ship where, you know, they steer the ship and all that stuff. And I walk in there and I notice, like, there's no one there. And so I'm looking around, and then here's the weird part of this dream.
Oh, this is the weird part.
Is that I knew that I was dreaming.
Uh-huh. That's not weird. That's pretty common. What are you talking about?
Now, I don't know if that means anything to most people.
Yeah, it means your dreams are fucking boring.
But for me, that's like the first time that I realized that I was actually dreaming, that I was in a dream.
Wow. How old are you, dude? Like 30? More? And you've never had that before. Christ, no wonder you're impressed by dreams. I never thought I'd say this to anyone, but you're a dream noob. Get good, scrub.
So that was kind of weird. So I was like, the reason why I say that is because this is what I said. I said, Lord, I realize that I'm dreaming. What are you wanting me to see? What do you want me to notice?
Okay, so you go through your daily life thinking about God all the time, asking him this, asking him that, thinking about what would Jesus do or whatever, and you're so into it that even in your dreams you assume that everything leads back to that. This is the exact same thing as any obsession.
And then I realized that I can see in color. Like, I was seeing color in my dream. I don't know if you guys dream in black and white or color or whatever, but I noticed that I can see in color because...
Apparently this is a thing some people think about dreams, that people only dream in black and white. I had never heard of such a thing, but if you search for it, you'll find results. I've had a lot of dreams in my life. I don't recall any of them seeming to be in black and white. In fact, the first dream that I remember is being chased up the stairs by a giant purple T-Rex. I didn't think it could fit up the stairs. It stuck its head around the corner and it looked way too big. But I ran into the kitchen to tell my aunt about it, and I turned around and it was in the kitchen. And then it ate her. This probably means something. Maybe I thought I was above the devil reaching me. But I turned my back. I let my guard down. I turned to people to help me keep him away. But it was this very act that allowed him to reach me, and people got hurt. I should have kept my eye on him and turned to the Lord for help instead. Or I was watching too much Barney and Land Before Time.
Inside of the ship, there's wood paneling all around the inside of this bridgeway, this bridge of the ship. And so, but on the floor, there was a yellow path. You know, I don't know if you have ever seen like a yellow pathway, like for safety for people to stay on a certain path.
Yep.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road.
What's the move here? There's a good 5.5 minutes left, and still no sign of the Rapture. Do I keep going or do I stop? I'll give it a little longer, but I'm gonna start skipping whatever I feel like skipping. This is intolerable. And just to remind you, 19,000 people watched this, and this guy's channel only has about 350 subs. So somehow this basically went viral, at least relative to the channel size. People find this interesting.
And it's interesting because in the dream, I know this is going to sound funny, I was thinking like follow yellow brick road, and because it was yellow, I think that's why I was thinking that.
Wow, I wonder where the yellow path idea came from.
He had one item in one hand and one item in the other hand. It was like a orange or something. I can't remember.
The yellow brick road led to a door, and there was this guy in it. And the guy's carrying objects that Tim doesn't remember what they were. Doesn't this seem relevant to the Rapture? This is amazing.
He turned to his right. You know, as I was standing in the door, he was walking towards me, and then he turned to the right, to my right and to his left, and he turned and walked, continuing down the hallway.
To your right? Wow. That seems so important. Thank you for informing me.
So as I stepped through that doorway and I looked to the right, he was no longer there. But I noticed down the hallway, there's a bunch of lockers, like imagine a high school or a middle school. They have lockers up and down the corridor of the hallway.
Dude, if you seriously do the I didn't study for the math test thing right now, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
And I realized, okay, this is a school, but I noticed that nobody was there. And then I didn't notice anything, and then I woke up. And that was a dream.
Thanks, I hated it.
See, I told you it was a weird dream.
You have got to be the most boring person on the planet. That's like something I would have written as a generic dream sequence. If you think that's weird, man, you do not want to know what my dreams are like. Oh, wow.
And so I told that to Donna, and Donna said, well, okay, what do you think the dream's about? And I said, honestly, I have a couple things, but I don't know.
Which sounds like a polite way of saying nothing.
And I kind of just ran through the dream again with her, and she was like, what's your first thought? What's your first inkling of that dream? And I was like,
You know, does she really need to push you to make up a meaning for your dream? If you don't think your dream means anything, why should you be trying to come up with something? If you think it's just a normal-ass meaningless dream, why isn't that good enough? Why should you try to get into a headspace where you're seeing symbols that aren't there? Starting to feel like fucking high school English class.
I know a lot of people are having rapture dreams. I don't know if that was a rapture dream. And she goes, it is.
I'm shocked.
And that's why your mind goes right to that. And I was like, well,
It doesn't sound like your mind went right to that.
there's a lot of people who are having rapture dreams that are posting them on YouTube, and that's fine. I believe them. I believe the Lord's coming. So that's not I don't have an issue with that.
You know, Tim, whether you think the Lord's coming back or not, that doesn't mean that people's random dreams they post on YouTube, like yours, actually say anything true, or even have anything to do with the rapture. For all I know, the rapture could happen tomorrow. I kinda doubt it, but who knows, right? But your dream still is not a rapture dream, dude.
But then I started piecing those things back together about the dream of like, okay, I had a dream, and Donna kind of helped me interpret the dream. She goes, you had a car, you were naked, you're pure, all your intentions were pure, you felt no shame, you felt no fear, none of that. And then you were noticing people were changing. I said, okay, and so you also you had a car. I mean, we all know that when you have a vehicle in a dream, that means that stands for ministry.
Oh my god. Okay, that's enough for me. Have I debunked Tim's wife's interpretation of his dream? No. If you seriously take this as some sort of prophetic dream about the rapture, you're not watching my videos anyway, and I'm not going to be able to help you. And I think this is a good time for some words of wisdom from our friend Theophilus McFernandez.
Who are the false dreamers? People that dream, say they dream, and deep down they ain't dreaming nothing. They had too many cabbage last night. They had too many pizza last night. They have too many food they ate late at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, expect you to go to bed comfortable. They're right here on YouTube. People dreaming, and they dream because they watched some late horror movie last night and woke up and say, God told them to say this. Beware of the false dreamer, because Satan right here on YouTube.
Okay, I didn't say it was 100% wisdom. You kinda gotta accept that it's a mixed bag with him. Well anyway, thanks for sticking with me through whatever this all was. And thanks as well to my patrons and Subscribe Star supporters and all my other kinds of supporters who've also stuck with me through COVID and all the rest of it. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. If you want to get videos a little bit early, sign up to my email list at list.logicked.com. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.